denigrating the white male father, I believe you said.
Yeah, in on television and popular media.
Can you give an example of that? Because I haven't noticed any kind of pattern like that, but I also don't watch a lot of television and popular media as much as I once did. So can you? I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay, well, from Archie Bunker up through Al Bundy, and Peter Griffin, the white male father is stupid. He's not to be respected. He's the subject of mockery and ridicule, and that's been a trope in popular culture now since at least the 70s. And it's pervasive, and I mean that's kind of the interesting thing about racial issues is this stuff that's really in my face and obvious to me isn't going to be to somebody who's not being targeted by it. And I understand that that happens with black folks too, where stuff that's offensive to black folks, like you're saying in your introductory video. Um, your white friend didn't see any of the stuff that you were seeing, right? And I'm suggesting the inverse, where you're not seeing a lot of the anti-white discrimination in today's society.
I get what you're suggesting, brother. Okay, the difference between my friend and what she was doing is that she didn't listen to me about something that she couldn't have knowledge of herself. That was the issue. But like, I am listening to you. That's why you're here right now. So, I, yeah, no, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen Peter Griffin. I've seen the people you listed. But like, does that make it widespread? I wonder. Does that make that trope widespread? I wonder what you just said. I don't. I personally don't think so. I don't think that. I don't think that that qualifies. But like, yeah, that character does exist for sure. I don't. I wouldn't describe that character as trying to typify the white male father. I'm not sure how you can even get there, except for saying that these people were white men. Like, what is their identity as white men have to do with the way that they're depicted? I guess would be my question, because we know
Well,
the answer to that for
it's in
black men.
contrast to like the Cosby Show or Fresh Prince of Bel Air and all of these black oriented shows in which the father is a very respected and respectable patriarch who's the leader and it just exudes authority.
Yeah, but isn't
And
there aren't there other shows where there's a racialized white father who does exude that authority and is given that respect?
Father knows
uh,
best.
Seventh Heaven, it comes to mind.
Well, we're speaking of general trends here. There are a lot of mainstream articles I can point to that suggest I'm not the only one seeing this.
Listen, man. Yeah, no, I respect what you're saying, and I even agree that like that these tropes exist, but I'm trying to get you to try to think about whether it's because they're white, like
are you saying wait because they're white or right?
white
Okay.
that because they are white is the way they're being
Okay.
typified
Yeah.
that way. You're not
Okay.
really
Good.
drawing a connection. You're just saying that white men they are white and that they're being shown this way. You're not really drawing any kind of
Well, what I
explanation.
suggest is if you look at the Cosby Show, Fresh Prince, and several other shows. I don't watch a whole lot of black shows, obviously, but that pattern is not upheld when a black family is being presented.
Um, I don't know how you could say that if you don't watch a lot of black shows or you haven't. Like that would make no sense for you to say that, right?
Okay, well, I've seen enough and seen enough examples, but no, I'm not an expert on black people sitcoms.
Well, see, this is why I invite people to watch my clips, right? Because I talk to people who are involved in TV, black people who are involved in writing shows or who are involved in acting in shows or this or that, and so obviously
Thinking of
yeah.
thinking about this, the strongest fathers portrayed on television are indeed black. That is, I think that's a true, like James Evans, like Good Times. Like that might be the best TV portrayed father. And I know this is just kind of a minutia conversation, but you know, James Evans is probably maybe the perfect TV father.
Yeah, it's just funny to me that you guys are pointing out these shows that like black people consider them the exception to what is displayed.
Well, I'm just talking.
Father.
Yeah, I mean, it might be the like in real life or whatever, but just as what is portrayed on the TV.
We're saying it's the exception of what is portrayed
James
in the
Evans
TV
is a lot
as the
better
black father
than Al Bundy. Like that's a true statement. I would rather have James Evans be my dad than Al Bundy by any means.
I'd still pick Al Bundy. But,
although Evans would whip my ass a lot probably, but he'd keep me in line.
All right. Well, I get your perspective, guys. I get what you're seeing, but like, you know, you got to be careful with these comparisons. You know, that's why I don't try to say stuff about white people's experience as white people. I don't talk about that very often. I will talk about my observations as a black person observing and perceiving racialized white people. But I won't try to say that this is the reality or that this is what they see.